Hey guys, Nicole here. So I've been spending the last few days doing some Halloween scrapbooking. I just was in the mood to fill in some of my missing years. I wanted to organize my fall and Halloween photos, and I did that and just kind of figure out what needed to be scrapbooked yet. Um, and so I'm not done, like I'm not caught up, but I got a good portion of them done, and then I'll go when I'm in the mood again. I'll revisit the ones I haven't scrapbooked yet. And so I just wanted to show you what I made before I get them put away into my Halloween album. And then I'll be displaying that in my home here through the fall and Halloween season, so that our family can enjoy them as well. And this is fun to revisit a lot of old memories, especially when the girls were little. They're both grown up now. Now they still do celebrate Halloween like they do. At least my oldest does. She's always loved dressing up in costume. And so her and her college friends still have some fun with it. And I get pictures sent to me. So you'll see a couple of those layouts. Um, but this is one from 2012. So we're talking like, what, 12 years ago. And just a really cute, I had these cute photos of my youngest. She was a Bumblebee. And I happen to have, I normally wouldn't have product that themed as far as like the bee, but I had some leftover stickers from a class I had done, and I'd gotten product with the class, and there was a few leftover stickers on the sticker sheet. It was a bumblebee or a honeybee themed collection. So I pulled those in to my Halloween stash for this particular layout, and it worked out perfect. And so this was a sketch. Most of these I have been obsessively watching Allison Davis's older videos from her sketch YouTube playlist, where she goes through some different layouts and how she used a sketch and made different layouts with them. And I've just been really inspired by her and her way of scrapbooking and her embellishing, and it's made me think outside the box a little bit. And I like used punches multiple times, and I've just had a lot of fun just kind of um doing some new things with my scrapbooking, or not new things, but things I don't do very often that I need to pull my punches out more. I need to do different designs and not just my usual layering style that I do. Like for instance, with this one, cutting some of the pictures into circles and incorporating them into the embellishment sections. Stuff like that. It's just, if it takes a little bit extra time, I tend to just kind of not do it. But it's really fun. I really enjoy the layouts much more when I do put some extra time into them and do a few extra fun little things like that. So just I got 5 photos basically on this layout, and I just did 2 of the more full photos, and I have more photos of my daughters together where you see the entire costume, because in both of these I was getting close-ups of her. And so there'll be some other layouts where you see the entire, head to toe costume, because costume is kind of the whole point of Halloween. And so, I mean, besides the candy, of course. But these, I just thought her face was so cute. I taken these close-ups of hers looking out the window. I think she was watching for her friends to come so they could all trick or treat together. And then I just punched out some of the more close-ups of her face just to kind of get the little bee stingers, the focus on those. So I this just did the pattern paper, and then I put a card on top of that, and then 2 photos. I did little strips of pattern paper. I wanted to bring in some orange a little bit. Along with the yellow with the black, and this paper was perfect. I think this is a crepe paper, but it just has these yellow like asterisks in the background, and that was just perfect. It was a perfect yellow, and there's a few different tones of yellow, but I think it works out well with the different tones of yellow and orange in this pattern paper here and here. And so I used up some old brads. I think these were mostly October afternoon brads, some old enamel dots, just things I had in my Halloween stash that I've had in there for quite a long time. It was great. I have so much Halloween stash. I'll never use it all up, but it was fun to have a variety of different collections and color schemes to pick through. I'm really gonna I would like to get my hands on Paige Evans' new Halloween line that's multicolored, because I have a few years of costumes where I'm just struggling with making work with the colors I have. I do have a lot of Halloween collections that are not your typical orange, orange, black, green, and purple, that have other colors, and you'll see a lot of those here. But that's when I'm like, oh, I really want to get that collection, and I think finish up some of my a few of the years that have different multicolored costumes. Anyway, But this was really fun to do. I enjoyed getting those pictures scrapbooked and using up some of those bee stickers that I didn't know that I would use otherwise. So that was perfect. Let's see. Okay, and then this is actually the grouping here. So it's a 2-page spread with a divided page protector in the middle. And great way, I got tons of photos. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 photos scrapbooked in just this little spread here. And this will just go in as well in the album in the middle. And so basically, kind of did 2 main photos here. One of her before she was in her costume and after, but because part of the story was making all the treats. She was having a Halloween party for her friends, like a costume party. Some photos here. And then I just did some of the other photos in the middle here and decorated some of the pockets. Just pictures from the evening. And did just some pattern paper in the empty spots here. And then just did some embellishment clusters. And did these strips in the background and then just notched them out. Again, I think this is an Allison Davis design. Some embellishment here and the title, and then I did a banner that went across both pages. And then, like I said, this just I used some things from the same collection, so it all works well together. So love how that turned out. And I loved, she was a great Merida. Like that, she killed that costume. My oldest daughter just loves Halloween and being in and like coming up with fun ideas for costumes. So that was a really good one. I'm gonna make sure that I just journaled on that, and I'm making sure it's not smearing here. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. Some of those stickers that are a lot more glossy, I do have some of the slick writers, and I'm really bad about pulling them out and using them. And so then I just don't want my journaling to smear. So this was one, a newer, a more recent set of photos. I just think from this last October, 2023. My daughter in college with a college friend, they decided to be, is it Jedediah and Octavius? Is that right? From Night at the Museum. And so she sent me these photos, and I just laughed. Of course they did. It was such a fun idea. And so here, the sketch had just like a larger embellishment here. And so I had this cut file that I ended up messing up. I ended up having to paint it white, but I actually like it better. The way it turned out. I had this cork, like this like 6x6 paper pad that was like a cork stack that had that I kind of put with my Halloween stash because I had a lot of the colors that would go best with the Halloween or fall layouts. And so this particular one it's cork and it has little tiny stars. So that was perfect because I use the star paper here as a background, and then it also brings in the craft up as well. So you kind of keep that star theme going and the craft color as well. I wanted to kind of take advantage of like the blues. I don't have really a lot of red in a lot of my Halloween stash, but I focus on the blue and then use black and white. And this pattern paper back here actually has like black cats on it, but you can't really tell that. I really just want to get an outline of the blue and then pulled in just the different oranges, just because they were Halloween layouts. But I just focused on kind of using the blue. And then I used some wood veneers. I used up a lot of my Halloween specific wood veneer stash with these layouts, which was a lot of fun. Just some layering here, use an old brad, some layering here, and then just a little bit of layering here around the journaling. And then this pocket here, I did a little cluster as well. Put the most wonderful time of the year, a little banner down there, and that connected the 2 pages. And so yeah, that was just a really fun layout. Again, I got 1, 2, 3, 5 photos. I tend to do more 1 photo spreads. So this is just really fun to just, again, do some spreads that had more photos on them. Got a lot of things, a lot of photos scrapbooked and stories told. So that it's just been fun to do something a little bit different than my norm. Another 2-page spread. And I'm going to do this kind of spread, I think, over and over and over again because I know that Simple Stories often has the 2x2 cut apart sheets, but also I found out, I didn't realize there was another collection, Halloween collection. So I don't know if this is Simple Stories. It might be. But there's another paper line that also had 2x2 cut aparts, and I'd forgotten that a couple other manufacturers had made those as well. I don't think they always do, but they did for a little while anyway. And so I just cut apart a 2x2 cut apart sheet. And then what I did was, if there were some of the blocks that I didn't love the image on, or I just wanted maybe the color scheme to be a little bit more even, is then I cut out some other individual ones and popped out of them on top of some of them. So some of these, if you can see, are raised a little bit. And so that gives it nice dimension. Otherwise, a layout like this can be super flat if you just have squares and photos. So that brings some dimension. And then I also this is a great tip, and I need to do this more often. So if you get the embellishment packages or the sticker sheets, a lot of times they'll have the exact same images as that are on these cards. And so what I did was I just filtered through those, and I grabbed some of the images, and like, so this square, for instance, had this white ghost on it, but I just also had the exact same size of the embellishment, and I popped out of it on top. So it's much easier than like cutting it out and then popping it up and like making sure you can't see underneath where you cut it out. This is way easier. And so I did that with like the ghost. The cupcake is raised. I did just one of the bats in this little thing here. Let's see, where else I did this, a couple of the little flowers. So I just kind of spread it evenly throughout, where I popped out up some of the embellishments on top of the cards, or cut out other cards and popped out of those up. And then I used some bling throughout, just the middle of the flowers, the middle bow and the ghost, and then kind of around the spread, and then on the pumpkins and just different areas, like little eyes for the spiders. And so that was a lot of fun. So, and I love the girls' outfits this year were killer. I love these outfits. They were so fun. I don't know if you can see my daughter's eyelashes. They're like glittery silver. They're so fun. She had a blast with those. So this was super fun to make. Okay. This one's very photo heavy, but it was kind of fun to do kind of more of a blocking process. And so, again, lots of photos. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 photos. And I realized I just kind of laid the photos out, and then I just filled in the spots with the pattern paper. This was one of the cards from the 6x8 paper pad. I think I maybe had to cut it down a little bit, maybe. And then I just decorated each of the pattern paper areas with some stickers and embellishments. Added a few dimensional pieces on top of this as well. Took advantage of that silver, like iridescent silver thing that was going on in a lot of the embellishments. Popped up a couple little bats there, and did some stickers down there. So yeah, lots of fun, lots of photos. This is from that same year, so you see the same costumes, but this is more of the photos of them trick-or-treating with all their friends, and so that was a lot of fun. Sorry, I know there's that darn glare. So this one, I had so much fun. So one of the things that Allison Davis does in a lot of her layouts is she's very themey, and I love that because I am too. And so she'll take kind of one theme and she'll just go super heavy on it for that particular layout. A lot of times it's arrows or stars or those types of things. But I took her sketches and the way she did her pages, and I said, okay, I can replace that with pumpkins or with bats or whatever. And so being that Mallory was having it in a bat costume, I pulled out my punches. I just filtered through all my stash, found as many different bat embellishments as I could. And I also used a punch down here, this border punch down here, and just went to town with the bats. And, bats, tend to move upwards. So I kind of had them all just going up in different directions from the pictures. The background paper is just a white with little black polka dots. And then I just pulled in some of the black and the orange and a little bit of yellow. And did some stickers here, journaling back here, but then I just popped up some of the bats. Some of the bats are flat. I pulled in some wood veneer bats, some little glossy sticker bats, some just regular sticker bats, and then put in some enamel dots in the midst of all that. And then down here just did one of the, like I had one big wood veneer bat left in my stash. I just put that one down here. Just brought some of that same theme down here, and then just put Happy Halloween. And I'm not even journaling. Oh, I journaled a little bit on this, but it didn't need a lot. Like a lot of Halloween layouts are pretty basic. It's like, okay, it's their self, there's and this has a special story to go along with something. It's like, okay, they got in a costume and they trick-or-treated, and but I try to journal at least a little bit, just if I remember any details. I'm a few years out on some of these, so I don't remember a lot of details, but so there's a close-up of that. I love how that turned out. And it's just a great way to stash bust. Like I used up a ton of bats in my collection, and I still have some left, but it was a great way to use up a lot of those bat embellishments. Okay, so this one was a lot of fun too. Another sketch from her. She loves octagons, and so she had, I think, kind of cut out separate ones and spaced them out and glued them all down herself. But here I actually had this pattern paper I'd found. So what I did was I just cut out randomly the middle part and then just glued the outside down. And then I put the photo in the middle. And then I kind of embellished around the edge as well as around the photo. So I actually used up an old My Mind's Eye little sticker pack. That it was this sticker, and these stickers here. Those, I don't know if you guys remember those just little sticker packs they'd have of like 3 or 4 embellishments or stickers in there. So I used up an entire old pack of that, which was awesome. I also used up an entire old pack of these wood buttons that were Halloween themed. And then what I also did then was from this middle section is I cut out some of the individual octagons and then matched them to the exact same design and popped them up. So again, you have some of that dimension there. I also had these felt skulls, and they were this cream color, and so I just kind of layered them. I did 3 of them just to have a little extra skeleton vibe in the background there, just because that was the picture. And then used some word and phrase stickers throughout. I also had these, I think I got from maybe TJ Maxx or something way back in the day, and so I just pulled all the skeleton theme product that I had, and then I just kind of used them in an even way. So I have 3 of them there, and then I have 3 of those. And so it is a busier background, but I think it works. It has just, I think for me, just the right amount of dimension. So love that. Another kind of concept where I took a theme and went with it, and I pulled out my punches, and again just pulled a bunch of my pumpkin themed product. A lot of it was older, like this is an old Making Memories. These same collection where it had the felt skulls was these felt Halloween or jack-o'-lanterns, and some newer sticker sheets, and then I intermixed some glitter stickers and some sequins that I had in my stash, and then punched a whole bunch from a collection that had kind of more of this teal blue in it because of the shirt I was wearing. And I just spaced them along the edge, and then I cut them down, and then I backed it on this. It's hard to tell, but this paper has like a swirly pattern to it, which is really fun. Kind of felt like Halloween. And then just did my 2 photos, a little embellishment there, just journaled a little bit there, and it was there's not a whole lot going on in the middle because a lot of the interest is on the outer edge of the page. So I had, again, a really good time with that. I didn't pop dot any of the punched pumpkins because I had enough dimension with these felt pumpkins. I added in a couple. These are chipboard pumpkins here and here. And so I had enough dimension with those that I didn't need to pop up any of those. But. Another 2-pager. And then it's kind of same concept as the one earlier one that I showed you that also then has this middle section here. And I do this because it just allows me to get all the pictures all together in the album, and I don't have to worry about, where to store them or do I need to scrapbook them too. I can just include it all together. And so we'll start with the base. So I just went across this way with these paper strips again, just fun way to use up if you love all the different patterns in a collection, it's a great way to use up all those fun patterns and highlight them without it being too super busy. And then just a block here where I just did photo, 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 and then card, 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 and then embellished on that card, and then here as well. And again, this was a situation where this same pumpkin was flat on the card, but I had it on the sticker sheet, so I just layered it on top to give it dimension. But it looks the exact same design-wise. And then I used up some wood and popped up like these stickers just to kind of get the pumpkin theme going throughout, since that's what they were doing. I had this, I think this was a Pretty Little Studio card set I had. It's a jack-o'-lantern, and I could have journaled on there and probably called it good, but I really wanted to use this scary cute card, and so I journaled on there, and then I journaled a little bit more on this middle card here. Again, I really wanted to stick with that pink and orange because their shirts that they were wearing were pink and purple, but like the pictures themselves, the pink and the orange really kind of shout out at you. So I wanted to really kind of highlight that pink and orange. And so this card was perfect for that. And then on the back, I just cut a photo down and then did a 3x4 card that just kind of had a fun Halloween theme to it. And so this is I love the white background, and the papers had a white background to them, and so just a nice, clean, really pretty layout that really focuses on those orange and pink colors of the photos. So love how those turned out. So that is it, you guys. I got a lot of Halloween scrapbooking done, but I'm ready to call it good, and I'm ready to move on to something else. And I'm taking advantage of these kind of themed, this themed scrapbooking to really reorganize my themed products. And so I really got my Halloween product organized. I organized by kind of that really kind of darker Halloween look, your blacks, oranges, purples, and greens. And then I have my brighter collections I've now put together. I reorganized my embellishments a little bit so that they're a little bit easier to find for certain things. And so that I enjoyed that part of it as well. So that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Happy scrapping. Bye-bye.